Hiya kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Appreciate you coming out. What we have here is a Troy-Bilt self-propelled 675, and this thing's a basket case. I've been working on it this afternoon, took this morning off, and we'll go through and discuss what I've done so far. Troy-Bilt self-propelled quantum engine. You may recall this one. It had a loose recoil when we first checked this out. This may have been a scrapper's buy, I forget. But I remember looking at the recoil. Somebody had put an aftermarket one on, and a couple of the bolts were missing for this. So took it off, and the plaster keeper tab here is bent up. And the main issue with this is there's a big split in the tin. So I didn't want to reuse this thing due to that structural crack. Let me give you the model number since I have the OEM recoil in my hand. The 126 Tango 02 0675 Bravo 3. No, Bravo 2. I'm sorry. It's a 2 or a 3. I'm going to say 3. Looks like a 3. 0804-1462. So 4th month, 14th day of 2008. We got an 08 Troy-Bilt. The 126 Tango 02 0675 Bravo 3. Or 2. Could be a 2. Anyway, if you Google that, it'll probably correct it for you and tell you it's a 2 or a 3. So what I ended up doing is grabbing a couple of recoils that I had hanging around. So I more or less put something together. I couldn't use the spring on this because it rusted in half. I couldn't use the plastic keeper on the top of this one because as you can see it's cracked. So I kind of put everything together and came up with something that works. So the recoil on this is from I think a 2012, a 2013. So this thing had been messed with. There was only one screw holding the tin on. This was missing, and the two in the back were missing. Spring for the air vane was missing. The heat wafer for the automatic choke, somebody had manipulated that and broke it. I ended up using the metal that was left on it. It's basically just a stick now and not a 4. So I brought it up to the plastic air vane and made it connect. So we're going to have to see if that works. There was no fuel in the tank. Bowl was dry but full of white caked up snot. Went through that. New bowl gasket. Tightened up the head bolts. We got an E3 plug on it. So that's where we are. Other main issue is the cables. We have no cable action. So I took the spring off here so I could mess with trying to grease up the cables, and they were just too rusty. These are all rusted up. I tried goobering them up. We're going to need 2 cables. We got a big bend here. Somebody pinched the shit out of the drive cable. It's nearly cut in half. Safety brake cable I couldn't get to budge. I put a bunch of ATF down the wire, and it's not doing anything. I'll show you the blade. We got enough oil, maybe a little bit too much. Blade is shot. Somebody used this thing a lot. That's one side. The other side's just as bad, so might have vibration. Looks like they hit something too. You can see the adapters. The blade spun off the adapter. When I saw that, I had everything off. I removed the flywheel. The keyway is in the same position it should be. It didn't break the zinc flywheel, the zinc keyway. So this thing's basically dogged me all day, this '08 Troy-Bilt. So what we're going to do is end up putting the backing plate, the air filter backing plate on. Got you under a shade tree so you don't overheat. We're going to finish this up, put gas in the tank, and see if this thing works. This is my only project today. I had a lady message me. I hadn't brought out the mowers because there was no interest today, but a lady messaged me, said, I want to send my husband out. He's 30 minutes away from your address. I gave her the address. So I was working on this turd. Van showed up, work van. So he got out. He says, "Oh, you got a lot of mowers?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "I'm looking for something for $60." And I said, "I don't have anything that cheap." And I showed him a baby 20 for 120. He said he's got a service, but they skip a week or something, and he wanted to cut the grass in between lawn service, scheduled services, because he's got a dog. So I brought the baby 20 to the front, started it for him. He seemed okay. Then he says, "Well, I'm on a budget. I got to go talk to my wife." So he headed towards the van. I thought he was going to make a call and ask her if it was okay, if he could buy it for 120. He jumped in the van and took off. So I don't know what that was about. Maybe he was going to go home and talk to her and come back later, but I don't think that's what happened. I think he ditched me. Then he said, "Oh, I was on at Costco.com and they got a mower for $65. I thought, "Oh, wow." I says, "Is it battery or electric?" He says, "No, a gas one." I said, "You sure it was Costco and not some other fake website? Because this fake website's that'll look like a real company, but it's maybe Kisco and not Costco." He says, No, it was Costco." So the curious being that I am, I went to Costco.com. I couldn't find a gas pusher. I just found a bunch of battery stuff, and that was all in the hundreds of dollar range. They have a small rider for $699. I don't know, maybe I wasn't looking in the right place, but I kind of follow AliExpress. I've bought new mowers from them before. The cheapest baby 20 right now is like $197 to $204. Just like a yard machine with the Briggs on it, 20-inch cut. Luckily, a couple years ago, I bought several and I still have them. So I think I only paid like $160 for them. So I'm going to try to dump those this season since the prices have gone up. If you go to Walmart, I was in there recently, $247 for a 20-inch hyper crap plus tax, $247. Another guy came out last week, and he bought a self-propelled. He said, "Oh, Lowe's had a sale, $199 Craftsman self-propelled." I says, "You kidding me? $199?" He says, "Yeah, I I didn't catch it in time. The sale went by, so I went on Lowe's. I couldn't find any trace of anything that was that cheap. So he's probably right. The sale went by, but if I could have got a self-propelled for $199, a crafty, I would have scooped up 4 or 5 of them. Hell yeah. Selling for $300 new in the box during season. So that's all I can tell you about mower availability. I missed out on Lowe's, and I can't find anything at Costco. I don't think there's a gas-powered mower. I think he said $65.57 or something or other. I don't know if he was bull crapping me. I don't think anybody would bull crap Tommy time. So I don't know where you can find a used mower for 60. I know some of you up north can hardly make any money on these things, but in Southwest Florida, they're holding their own. Let me move this onto the concrete and we'll try starting it. There's enough fuel in it. So it's still going to need some more attention. Another blade, 2 cables, and I got to reroute the belt. So hopefully this thing doesn't dog me the whole rest of the way on these other issues. Went to adjust the wheels. Those are all rusty. The adjusters aren't moving. And I see gas. Okay, it's a hose issue. It looks like maybe a cracked hose right underneath the tank. Okay, let me get you guys. It's always something with junk mowers on 4 wheels. This is where we were dripping. Right there. Now it stopped. So might need another hose. I don't feel it coming down from the plastic. Tank looks in good shape. But as you know, these plastic tanks dry rot and start leaking. Okay, where can I put you? This is as good a place as any. Oh, wait. Oh, I can give you the Troy-Bilt model number. That's what I wanted to do. I had seen this here. I got to order some cables. Oh, here's his cousin. I'm missing this piece. Here's another 675 with the bag that I gotta mess with. That plastic piece is just a beauty ring. Okay, this is the 12 Alpha 466 Mike 01. Serial 1 Hilo 218 Kilo 11246. Beautiful Cleveland, Ohio, Troy-Bilt LLC. Let's see what this other machine. It's got a similar model number. Yeah, very similar. I think it's the same thing. Mike 011. Yeah, same. This is an 09, so it's 1 year newer than the crap box. Okay, we're getting off track. This is, I got to put this up here like that, or it's gonna ground out. Okay, I'm gonna pull on it. Okay, I gotta put a wire here. It just grounded itself out. I'd be pulling on this all day. I gotta wrap a wire around there. Since the safety brake cable is rusty, I had to remove that. Okay. Anything else going on with you guys? Season starting, or has started. Have sold quite a few mowers, but not today. Okay, I'll take that any day. One pull Annie and she was off to the races. So I'm extremely pleased. All the messing around today with the recoil, missing springs, crusty carburetor, new bowl gasket. The thermostatic wafer aluminum arm was all disintegrated. Ended up manipulating that to work. It's just a straight shaft now sticking up, and I brought it into the plastic air vane. So yes, I'm very happy. I hope the rest of the project goes well. We can get some new cables and the drive system works. I'm going to pull off each front wheel here and grease those up, order a couple of cables. The drive cable 74604-203 is the driver, and the safety brake, come on, where are you? It's not oh, here we go. Here's safety. I gotta come over here. 746-1122. 746-1122 for safety. Traction control 74604-203. You don't need that second set of numbers. And sometimes they'll show up as 946, and then the second set of numbers. They changed the 7 to a 9 on some of the product numbers. You might see 946 or 746. It's the same cable. So people are going to think it's a 2013, but it's really a 2008. Parts should be the same though, engine parts, quantum. Okay, like I said, I'm happy this thing started on the first pull. I just have to order some parts, put another blade on it. Blade's toast. This will be another good seller. I'm not sure if I have that plastic cover for the front. It didn't come with one. I don't know if I have one in my scrap yard, but it looks something like that. It's just a beauty cover covering up the transmission. People see the bare axle, they think that's not right. Something's wrong with it. It's all curb appeal. But there you go. That's what you'd see. Just like the other one. There's only 1 year difference, and this has got a better blade on it. Luckily, that keyway didn't shear, but somebody had hit something with this blade and spun the blade off the blade adapter. Okay, Mr. Cluck and I are going to go on the front porch and watch the birds go by. Late afternoon, took the morning off. This was my afternoon project. I just plowed ahead with it. Saved some old recoils, and luckily those came in handy. Was able to make one out of 3. So I'm happy with that as well. You guys tip your waitress and wait staff. Appreciate you coming out, checking out this Troy-Bilt, the Turd on 4 wheels. We'll look at something else tomorrow, not sure what. But we're going to keep plowing ahead. Adios, amigos.